The new year often feels loud. Fireworks, music, people celebrating. Everyone saying, this year will be different. Imagine this moment. It is late at night. The old year is ending. The new year is close, but not here yet. You are alone with your thoughts. You think about the year that just passed. Some moments make you smile. Some moments make your chest feel heavy. Some memories are clear, others are blurred, but the feeling is still there. Last year taught you lessons. Some lessons were painful. They came from mistakes, loss, or disappointment. They showed you what hurts when things go wrong. Some lessons were quiet. They came slowly. They were easy to ignore. But deep inside, they changed the way you think. Some lessons came from moments you wish you handled differently. Moments where you stayed silent when you wanted to speak. Moments where you gave up too early. Moments where you stayed because you were afraid to leave. And now, the year is ending. A new year does not change your life by itself. A new calendar does not create a new future, but a new identity can. This is the moment to ask yourself an honest question. Who did I become last year? Not who you wanted to be, not who you pretended to be, but who you truly were when no one was watching. How did you treat yourself? How did you use your time? How did you react when things were hard? This is not a moment for judging yourself. It is a moment for understanding. Because understanding is the first step to change. You are not here to erase the past. You are here to learn from it. The person you were last year did their best with what they knew. Now you know more. And that means you can become more. The space between the old year and the new year is small, but it is powerful. It is a bridge. On one side is the old you. On the other side is the person you promised yourself you would become. This story is about crossing that bridge. At some point in your life, you made a promise to yourself. Maybe you said, one day, I will be confident. One day, I will stop being afraid. One day, I will change my life. You did not say it out loud. You did not write it down. But you felt it. That promise came from hope. It came from a deep belief that you were meant for more. But life happened. Days became busy, problems appeared, fear became comfortable. Slowly, that promise moved to the background of your life. Not because you forgot it, but because you were tired. You told yourself, I'll start later. When things are easier, when I feel ready. But the truth is simple. Ready is not a feeling, ready is a decision. The person you promised yourself to be is not waiting for perfect conditions. They are waiting for you to act. This year is not about becoming someone completely new. It is about returning to who you said you would be. Think about that person. How did they wake up in the morning? How did they talk to themselves? How did they act when things go wrong? That version of you takes responsibility for their choices. Keeps small promises, does not quit when motivation disappears. They are not perfect. They are consistent. Many people think motivation creates change, but motivation is short. Identity is strong. When you say, I want to be disciplined, nothing changes. But when you say, I am someone who shows up every day, your actions begin to follow. Your identity shapes your habits shape your future. This year, stop asking, what do I want? Start asking, who do I need to become? If you want confidence, become someone who keeps promises to themselves. If you want peace, become someone who protects their energy. If you want success, become someone who does not give up when it is uncomfortable. You do not need a big moment to start. You need a small decision, repeated daily. The promise you made to yourself is still alive. It is not angry with you, it is waiting. And this year, you have a choice. You can continue delaying, or you can finally answer that promise with action. Many people think change happens in big moments. They wait for a new job, a new place, or a new chance. They believe one big decision will change everything. But real change does not work like that. Your identity is not built in one day. It is built every day. It is built in small choices that seem unimportant, choices you make when no one is watching. What time you wake up, what you do when you feel tired, how you speak to yourself after a mistake. These moments look small, but they are powerful. Every small choice is a vote for the person you are becoming. When you choose to wake up and try again, you vote for discipline. When you choose to stop instead of continue, you vote for comfort. Neither choice is loud, but repeated daily. They shape your life. This is how identity is formed, not by what you say you want to do, but by what you actually do, again and again. Think about your daily life. Do your habits match the person you want to become, or do they match the person you are trying to leave behind? You do not need to change everything at once. That often leads to failure. You only need to change one small thing. One habit, one action, one decision. For example, reading 5 minutes a day, waking up 10 minutes earlier, writing one honest sentence in a notebook, choosing not to quit when it feels uncomfortable. These actions may feel too small to matter, but they matter more than you think. Small habits build trust with yourself, and trust creates confidence. Confidence does not come from thinking positive thoughts. It comes from keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say, "I will do this," and then you do it, your identity becomes stronger. You begin to see yourself differently. You stop saying, "I hope I can change." You start saying, "I am someone who does not give up." There will be days when motivation is gone. That is normal. On those days, identity matters more than feelings. Instead of asking, "Do I feel like doing this?" ask, "What would the person I want to become do right now?" That question changes everything, because you are no longer acting from emotion, you are acting from identity. The person you want to become is not waiting for perfect days. They show up on ordinary days. They understand something important. Small daily choices, repeated with patience, create a powerful life. You do not need to rush. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be consistent. And consistency is built one choice at a time. There will be days when you feel strong. You feel motivated. You feel clear. You feel ready to move forward. But those days are not the ones that change your life. The days that change your life are the hard ones. The days when you feel tired. The days when you feel unsure. The days when quitting feels easier than continuing. These are the days when discipline matters. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is not being strict with yourself. Discipline is choosing what matters most, even when you do not feel like it. Motivation comes and goes. It is not stable. But discipline is a decision, and decisions are powerful. On difficult days, your mind may say, "Rest today, skip today, you can do it tomorrow." Sometimes rest is necessary, but many times this voice is fear. Fear of discomfort, fear of effort, fear of failure. Discipline means listening and still choosing to move. Not fast, not perfectly, but forward. You do not need to give 100% every day. Some days, showing up with 10% is enough. What matters is that you show up. When you continue even on weekdays, you send a message to yourself. I can be trusted. That message builds inner strength. Discipline grows when you stop arguing with your feelings. Instead of asking, "How do I feel today?" ask, "What is the smallest action I can take right now?" Maybe it is opening your notebook, standing up, starting for 2 minutes. Small actions break resistance. Once you begin, energy often follows. But even if it does not, you still win because you acted. The person you are becoming does not wait to feel ready. They act because it is who they are. They understand something simple: feelings change, identity stays. Every hard day you do not quit becomes proof of your strength. And slowly, without noticing, you change. You stop being someone who depends on motivation. You become someone who depends on commitment. This is how self-respect is built. Not by being perfect, but by being reliable to yourself. And one day, you will look back and realize the days you wanted to quit were the days that built you. Becoming a new person is not only about starting new habits, it is also about letting go. Letting go of the old version of you. The version who stayed in places that hurt. The version who accepted less than they deserved. The version who believed they were not enough. That version of you was not weak, they were surviving. They made choices based on fear, pain, and what they knew at the time. They were doing their best to protect you, but protection is not the same as growth. To move forward, you must release what no longer fits. This can feel uncomfortable, even painful, because the old version of you feels familiar. And familiarity can feel safe even when it hurts. You may need to let go of old habits that keep you small. Old stories you tell yourself. Old relationships that no longer support your growth. Letting go does not mean hating the past, it means honoring it and choosing differently now. You can thank the old you for carrying you this far and then gently say goodbye. Growth requires space, and space is created by release. You cannot carry old pain and new purpose at the same time. There will be moments when the old you tries to return. When fear speaks louder than courage, when comfort feels easier than change. In those moments, remind yourself, I am not who I used to be. You are becoming someone new, someone stronger, someone more aware. Letting go is not forgetting, it is choosing not to live there anymore. Your past does not define your future unless you allow it to. Every time you choose growth over comfort, you step further into your new identity. And slowly, you begin to feel lighter. Not because life is easy, but because you are no longer carrying what was never meant to stay. The new year is no longer ahead of you, you are already inside it. This is not the moment for big promises, it is the moment for quiet commitment. You do not need to announce your goals. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. Your life will show the change. Walking forward as your new identity means living differently, even when no one is watching. It means choosing actions that match who you are becoming. Protecting your time and energy, saying no to what pulls you back. There will still be difficult days. There will still be moments of doubt. That does not mean you are failing. It means you are human. The difference now is how you respond. You no longer ask, can I do this? You ask, what is the next right step? And you take it. One step, then another. This is how confidence is built, not by big wins, but by daily honesty with yourself. You trust yourself because you have proof. Proof from the days you showed up tired, the days you did not quit, the days you chose growth over comfort. Your new identity is not loud, it is steady. It does not rush, it does not compare. It moves forward with patience. You understand now that becoming who you promised yourself to be is not a destination. It is a way of living, a way of choosing, a way of responding, a way of respecting yourself. The old you is gone, the old version of you is no longer in control. You are here, you are present, you are becoming, and that is enough. So walk forward into this year with calm strength. Not chasing a new life, but living as the person you decided to become. This is not just a new year. This is your new identity.